The thing with Clovis is that past year's winner always gets to go last. So they can sign up whenever. They always know they're going to go last. So they're probably just waiting.
Did you see how it shakes out kind of thing?
Yeah, but I do know that schools, so none of the Las Cruces schools, no Deming, no Hobbs, no none of the El Paso schools, so none of those are coming up because they're going to Aggie Stadium that day for tournament advance. Cleveland is going down. Yep. So the local ones who will be here with us will be El Dorado, La Cueva, Rio Rancho. Hello. Hello. Oh, I should clean off the camera. It was very blurry.
Where's that camera? Where is that one?
Okay.
Okay, I think we're ready to get started. Hopefully the live stream's going. Thank you all for coming.
We have to.
We need a motion to start the meeting.
Motion.
Second.
And Janice.
Janice,
All right.
thank you.
Did you share the agenda? Sorry.
Oh, I have it in front
Yeah,
of me.
so-
I didn't share it. I
That's
don't
okay.
know how to.
Why don't you go ahead and say what's next?
Okay, so next, we just reviewed the meeting minutes from previous meeting. Did anyone have a chance to do that?
It's been on the
Yes.
website, so
Yeah.
we just need a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Arlene.
And we need a second.
Second.
Okay, here we go.
Wait, who is that?
Me.
Oh, Juan?
Roman.
Roman.
Roman. Oh, like Roman?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Just cooler.
It is cooler. Okay. Next would be our treasurer's report.
All right, fun stuff in the treasury here. So we'll start with the cash flow report. Our beginning bank balance for July was $42,021. We had $2,204 in deposits, $22,627 in withdrawals. Way to go, y'all. Ending bank balance of $21,597.81. Outstanding deposits of $3,122. Outstanding withdrawals of $190. Ending balance, bank balance comes to $24,529, which gives us a change in balance of $17,490. We do have $198 in the cash box and $1,000 on PayPal, giving us a total cash value of $25,728.
Okay.
So we've definitely done some heavy spending.
And I can show you all that in a second.
Budget-wise, we have a budget of $104,887. We've spent $12,105 out of that budget. Give us a remaining budget of $89,533. This is the expense side, of course, which our remaining budget percentage is 85.36%. You may wonder why the math doesn't add up. That's because on the trailer purchase, it's down on a different line outside the standard budget. So we did purchase a new trailer. We budgeted last meeting for $15,000 to go to that trailer. Currently, the purchase of the trailer, the licensing, and a start of the setup of the trailer has cost us $11,275, with a remaining budget of $3,724. The only area that we are slightly over on budget is our equipment. We're over that by about $363 on the equipment line. So, any questions?
What do we plan to do with the remaining trailer stuff, money, the 3,000, whatever?
Oh, it's planned to be spent.
Oh, okay.
So there's a group working, Pit Crew Plus
To refit it.
is working to fit some shelves in there, trying to stay within that budget. But it'll make it a lot more usable once they have those items put in.
The trailer is awesome. We had it here last Friday
Yep.
to kind of dry fit it and plan for how we're going to build the shelves, and those plans are moving along. And thank you very much to everybody who helped with that. So.
Yeah. All right.
All right, next is director's update.
We need to have a,
Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry.
it's all a
Oh,
motion.
vote to,
over here.
motion to, well, we
Motion.
need to, we need to talk about,
To approve the budget.
well,
report.
we are, the budget report or the budget?
The budget report.
It's the report right
Okay, we're gonna
now.
do the report. Okay, motion to approve the budget report.
Arlene,
Arlene, second.
Marlene and Amanda.
And Dorothy.
Oh,
For a
is it
second.
Dorothy?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna put it on my,
Well, what happened with these tents?
I
How
told
much
you I was
did
gonna
they
do it.
cost?
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
All right. So director's update. I do want to point out a couple things. Just you can't see the trailer, but if you look over here, one of our other expenditures that actually I believe it was on last year's budget. Is that correct? Or oh no, that was part of
This
this
year's.
part of this year's budget.
Sorry, it's going to be a reveal because I have to move things out of the way. But
Is it a boy or a girl?
this fantastic piece of equipment that already lives at home. So this is just a cool thing to share with you all. So the thing that we bought, and the thing, rather I should say that we had commissioned, was this cart. And so the story behind it, and actually ties into the trailer, is this is a piece of equipment that APS Fine Arts agreed to allow us to purchase ahead of time. Our mixer, what all the microphones plug into, was not large enough. It was not functional enough for what we're doing. So they got this for us ahead of time. The other one was about this big. So our little cart didn't work anymore, so we had to think, well, now we have this big mixer, we need to commission a cart. This type of cart, it's known as a triple mixer cart. It was made by Dan Hunt at Pebble Hills High School. He's the percussion director around there. And so he is an exceptional welder, fabricator, and percussion director. And so he took it upon himself to build us what he wishes he could have had. To buy one of these is about a year and a half out. They're sold out way far ahead. They cost about $6,500 to $7,000, including shipping. Dan built this for us for $3,500. Took 176 hours of work. Materials alone were $2,200. And he just wanted to help us so badly that he did it he said, I told you this price, I went for it. He was so grateful just to be a part of it. So once we got this big gigantic cart, we then went in, and that's why we got the approval for a trailer. But this incredible piece of equipment is better than anything that I've seen sold. And so money well spent in the trailer in the same way. So I wanted to start with that.
And the awesome powder coat brought to you by?
Oh, yes, and of course, a partner with that was the Bogue family and Action, I can do it, Action Security, yes?
Yes.
Who did the powder coat on it, who had basically a big enough oven that could bake it inside, basically spray it and bake it with an incredible industrial grade powder coat. So all together we have this one-of-a-kind piece of equipment. Dan said he'll never make one again. That allows to do, this is basically for any high school. You won't get any bigger than this piece and this piece right here. So just thank you guys for approving that budget and that spending. This is what it looks like.
And thank you for approving the trailer, because Juan refused to lift it.
So, trailer's a big push. This is where a lot of this money that we fundraise and work so hard is going towards. So, a bigger one, so I'll kind of do this in reverse order. I want to make the announcement that this year I have committed, personally, I have committed to putting on and scheduling and I guess facilitating a band trip, an official band trip that we're going to go on, where it's just to go. We might have like a music sectional, or we might meet some music teachers, but it's for the band to go and just have some fun. We will be going to Durango, Colorado. It's going to be a 3-day, 2-night trip. Right now, we tentatively spoke about that it would happen on the second week, at the end of the second week of spring break, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, leaving Thursday, staying Thursday night, being there all of Friday, staying there Saturday morning and driving back. This is an optional trip. This is only for those people who want to go. This is only, it doesn't even necessarily have to be curricular, being that it is outside of any of the school time. But we're putting on a trip that will probably be a little bit that will have to do with music, and it'll happen sometime next March. So that's the big one. I'm committed to it. I want them to have that experience. And through that, we have our 2 trips, our first 2 out of overnight trips that Volcano has gone on in probably 5 years or so, which are Bands of America to Las Cruces on September 23rd, as well as our trip to Flagstaff, Arizona on October 21st. How those are going to look, we will be staying overnight at both. We will be caravanning for the first trip, staying overnight, and then coming back the next day. For Flagstaff, we will be taking 2 buses, which will have some extra space for any people who don't want to take the longer drive. There'll be some open seating, which we will talk about at a further date as to how we can divvy those up, or what maybe is an acceptable ticket fee, as you were, to help pay for that bus fee. We'll talk about that as we go forward, or if it's going to be boosters and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that later. So 1 bus with a caravan for Las Cruces, 2 buses, everybody riding on the bus, nobody trying to drive through the night or anything for that second trip. The scheduling for these, I believe most of them are on the calendar, so we know roughly where all of our competition times are going to happen. For Bands of America registering early, we are in a block that we will perform between 1:30 and 3. And so we won't have to leave here as early. I think I have it currently planned that we will leave here at 8 o'clock. We'll get there, we'll change into uniform, perform, and then stay through the evening. So no 6 a.m. or 5:45, I think we left last year.
That late?
Yeah, it might not even be that late. I know. I had them lay down on the field and look up at the stars for a portion of that. So, the Flagstaff trip, I was also nervous that it would be a super early day. Luckily, that is a competition that does not have a finals. It's just a showcase. So that competition will end around 7:38. And I spoke with the director of it. We will be likely in Division 2, which will have a performance time from somewhere about 2:45 to about 6 o'clock. So much later. Both of those trips are going to be get your child to the school at a reasonable hour. It'll be a reasonable trip during sunlight. And for any of those who want to go, you could probably even leave at an appropriate time after us and still make it there for us for our performance. Any questions about our trips? So those are the 3 big out-of-town overnight trips. Yes.
Do you have hotel information for Flagstaff?
Hotel information for Flagstaff.
So, after many phone calls, we were able to have Motel 6 accommodate us at our budget price. So it's Motel 6 off of Lucky Lane, which is about a mile from NAU.
So
And-
one of the closest hotels we could get.
Right. 36 rooms have been reserved for the kids, and I also reserved an additional 16 for parents. So if you guys want to reserve one of those hotel rooms and be close to your kiddo, you can call the Motel 6, and I could put it on the team app because that's functioning all right. I could put the phone number, and then it's under Volcano Vista parents. And there's 16 rooms. If we feel, I'll probably call and check on it, and if I see that it's getting full, I'll probably maybe see if they can give us another chunk if you guys want to stay there. Or
Yep.
you can stay wherever you like.
Yeah, that is important, and I'm glad that you asked about it, is that we did reserve, not paid for, but they are there for you at a group rate of, I believe it's 90 per night?
89 a night.
89 a night, which for Flagstaff is very good.
For anywhere,
So
it's
for
good.
that night, that weekend, yeah, because it's a Friday night.
Yeah.
And all the other rooms are between 165 and 210.
Yeah,
So if you plan on staying anywhere else, I would probably call.
yeah. And
But Lucky Lane, there's a ton of other hotels along that street. I don't know if you're familiar with Flagstaff, but.
yeah, and a personal thank you that I want to put out to Amanda. This trip, I don't want to, I call it the sister school because it's my former band director, but Cleveland, I'm very close with the Cleveland director. They actually think very highly of our students. They like to talk a lot. Our sister school, for what it's worth, had to cancel their trip out because their hotel costs were over what they could budget because they are so expensive. So thank you, Amanda, for getting us these wonderful rates. Appreciate you.
Do we have the information for Christmas?
Las Cruces will be, we'll be staying at the
We
New
can do
Mexico
that
National
next.
Guard Armory. It's gonna be camping style. Boys, girls divided with chaperones and on both sides. There is showers and extra porta potties in case they get overflowed, you know. But we talked about it being camping, bringing a sleeping bag, toiletries, things of that nature to just have like a little sleepover.
Parents will probably have their own hotels.
I can call and get some reserved as well. So, what is it now? Aggie Stadium? Is
Yes.
that what it is? Okay, so Aggie Stadium's right off of I-10. The Armory is just west on I-10 as well. And there's Motel Avenue right there in between Aggie Stadium and the Armory. Drury Inn's a good one, and I think Spring Hill Suites is like right there. I can call and I can reserve some rooms there if you guys would like that.
Is there like a show of hands who would take advantage of that if she did that? Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can, 20.
Two for the Bears.
Let me ask online as well. Show of hands for who.
I'll reserve 30. And if we fill 'em, we fill 'em. If we don't, we don't. I would just, I'll call a week before the event and then I'll cancel whatever isn't used, and then whoever hasn't put their card down to take over, will just be.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it's a week? I believe. Yeah, because we just did the Flagstaff
So
ones.
Flagstaff is 14 days, but Cruces is usually just a week because
Okay.
we book a week out for events.
Are the rooms a queen bed, 2 queen beds?
So I've been asking for queen 2 beds, 2 queen
Okay.
beds, because in case, you know, kids don't want to stay or whatever, that leaves the parents with an additional bed.
Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 online that are saying they also want
I
rooms.
think
So
30 is on average between 90 and, 120 for
Okay.
a weekend. If that good bed. You guys want cheaper? Yeah, that's usually, yeah. Okay, sounds good. I'll put that on my to-do.
did I forget anything
Does
else?
that answer your question? I'm sorry.
I think that's right.
That's
Did
all I
get
have for
everything?
you.
Okay, that's everything that I have for. The last thing, any schedule. There's only 3 students left. If there are any schedule issues, just have them come talk to me. I have a little sticky note in case someone has something they didn't bring up to me for school. This is apart from everything else. I think.
School schedule?
Yeah,
Is Tomas's name on there?
yeah. We have no. We had that one. We actually emailed about it this morning, and so he's just going to come to band. Well, I'll tell you after.
Okay.
But yeah, any of those, just bring them to me. We're really close actually for this time of the year with how rough schedules have been. The band students, 3 out of 75 is pretty good for being in the right classes. All right, that's all the director's report.
That's a total of 5 from online, Amanda. So
Fine.
FYI. Okay, what's next on our?
Next is to talk about the increase for travel.
Okay, so to let you know what's going on, and you may have heard a little bit about Mr. B saying we are switching to a caravan mode for Las Cruces. That is because a couple of reasons. Number one, the bus rates went up on us as we went to go reserve those buses. Second thing is we had a minor error in the budget we presented last month on how much we had allocated for those trips. And so to compensate for that, we are going to do 2 things. One is that we're switching to this caravan mode, which is going to save us on one bus, and that's going to account for a good chunk of it.
Explain what the caravan mode is.
The caravan mode is going to be the following. Instead of taking 2 buses out there, we're going to take 1 bus and have the overflow go with APS cleared drivers like we did last year, with the main change being those drivers will be required to stay and sleep before they drive back with the overflow kids. So that's going to be the main safety change we make. And that's going to save us the cost of 1 bus, which accounts for a good chunk of that difference. And then the second thing we're going to do is, because if anybody else hasn't noticed, please go look. It's awesome. Our fan pledge fundraiser is going way better than we thought. We're going to essentially earmark the more than expected amount of money from fan pledge toward that budget item, and that should more than close the cost and then some, just to cover anything else that might happen. So, but because that increase is above the threshold that the board can do it, we have to have the general body vote on that change.
And to be clear, in just in other words, we are increasing the budget, but also the board is taking financial responsibility. So
yeah.
no fees will change.
Yeah, so the way we're gonna do that in the budget is normally the split we have between families and what we fundraise as a board. This increase is going all the way toward the board's responsibility. So no increase in what we already have set out as the band fees for families.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah.
Do you have a list of approved parents, or do we have to email you to let you know?
Yeah, there's a whole separate different form for it for caravanning.
Yeah, are you gonna approve yes them?
Yeah,
Do you have a list, or do we have to let you know that?
We will recruit, we will only need about 4 or 5 at most parents
Yeah.
that we will recruit for people who are probably going anyone to have large enough vehicles to haul probably as a minimum of 5.
Yeah.
And we have, I think, pretty much the same folks we did last year
Yeah.
already. So we might need 1 or 2 more.
But
Yeah.
if you're interested, get the
Yes.
APS background check done.
No, I've already been approved.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's trying to say that she can do it, she wants to let.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please,
Send that background check to chaperones too,
So-
right?
please do email if you have a background check for any reason, for chaperoning or for
Yes.
helping, send that, a screenshot of your clearance to chaperone, to Angela.
Yeah. Okay.
So, the amount of the increase is
It is a
5,000.
$5,000. That's gonna go on
Towards transportation.
towards this transportation budget item.
So what do? We motion
We're voting.
to.
Yes.
Yeah, all
Motion
those.
to approve the budget.
So all those in favor?
Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay,
Okay.
thank you very much.
All right. We're trying to do things,
Perfect.
trying to do it the right way.
Okay. We already discussed this, so next we need to talk about the committee.
Oh,
formations.
committee formations.
Okay, so committees. Another thing we're gonna try to do differently this year is start thinking about all of our fundraisers for the entire year now. And instead of trying to form committees, months to weeks in advance of those fundraisers, we're gonna try to form those committees now. We would like those to ideally be somebody who's not already doing a job, but it doesn't have to be that way. If you're feeling motivated, please, by all means, volunteer. The 4 committees, I believe 4?
We have the banquet advisory committee.
Let's start with the
Do you want
fundraising ones first, I guess,
Fundraising?
because
Okay.
if that one doesn't
So
get
we
filled, I'm
have
less
the,
worried.
Head of the fun run was going to be Amanda, right?
We already have that one filled.
Okay, and then we have Luminarias,
And then
jazz dinner
Yeah,
dance. The car wash is going to be by the kids.
yeah, I guess it'd be helpful to have a parent for.
Parent?
We're gonna do a car wash, kids run, but one parent
When are
maybe
they
for
gonna
that.
do that?
Well, we're gonna
Yeah.
have the kids do that.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I need to know so I can get the microfiber towels
Oh.
donated for the drying.
So we
Gotcha.
actually have, the band has like 2 big tubs of
It'd be nice
towels.
to get new ones.
We
If
have-
you can get 'em,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna, it's gonna, what we're doing is, for that small, we're gonna make a committee of the students, and they're gonna be in charge of deciding that. So we'll let you know as soon as we know.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I think the main one that's probably the most important one, and maybe that needs to form a larger committee, but we need one person to start essentially forming that committee, is the jazz dinner dance.
Yep.
And so, I'm not looking over there. Do you want to do it again? You
I
do?
like it.
All right.
Okay.
Yay. Janice. Janice boosted.
You're doing a lot, so I didn't want to like.
But I have.
Okay, you have your team.
Yeah.
Form a
Yeah.
big enough team.
Anybody else who wants to join?
Anybody else want to? Okay, John.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we are going to try a new fundraiser this year. Traditionally, kind of on the east side of town, AYS has done this Luminaria fundraiser. That's like their big fundraiser of the year. We thought, hey, nobody is doing that on the west side. Maybe for Christmas we could try to do that, where we sell Luminarias by the dozen. And it'd be great to have somebody lead that effort as well.
And I want to speak briefly about it for those of you who maybe want to help but don't necessarily know how it would work. I was a part of the Luminaria fundraiser several years, and actually my parents were one of the housing sites. Traditionally what you have is the luminarias we say they're double folded, and the students do all the folding. We sit here and we put on some band videos on a Saturday, and they fold a bunch of bags. We store them. We can get they're like little cardboard holders. They're very cheap that we can get branded with our Hawk Band logo. We put all those on, and the real business happens in two ways. One, Luminaria fundraisers happen by pre-sale, and so it has to do with contacts. We have a nice contact list with those people who have been part of us for Fan Pledge. But again, just collecting contacts or finding people or having a flyer is the way that you get it. AYS at their peak would sell between 13 and 15,000 dozen. And so those were being sold for $7.50 each, right? So it's a big, massive fundraiser. They're about half of what they were at. So there's a whole 7,000 dozen luminarias out there to be sold by somebody. But the students call, and they do. There's a script, and I had to sit there on a phone and call 40 numbers and say, hello, my name is, and that's how you get the sales. The other half of it, and so facilitating the list of names and making sure that the kids have a clear-cut sheet of divvying up how many each kid is going. Usually it's best if you divvy it up so they all have equal, because I inherited a list from someone who had made it like 20 years before, and I called those same Luminaria folk. Anyway, eventually we will get to that point. The second half of it is the actual creation of the luminarias. It's the day of. There is 1 yard that we hopefully pick that is central to most of the deliveries. You get, 10 yards, which is 20 tons of sand dumped off in your driveway, and you just make them. And we would use the band trailer, and you get soup cans. You get the Campbell's soup can. It's 1 can candle, put in the bag. 1 can, and you just get a line of all the kids, and you make them all. At my house, we did about 4,500 dozen, so about 12,000 luminarias. No, 48,000. No, math? 12. Yes. So we did about 48,000 luminarias, and you would be surprised that we did that in about 4.5 hours. Wow. So it goes, and you have the drivers, and you make the routes. That's the other part, is you don't want the drivers driving to every end, so there's a little bit of pre-work from a committee to say, okay, about 3 weeks before they make the maps for the drivers for how they're delivering.
Can we just have them come pick them up?
You can. Sometimes part of the service is that delivery, and if they don't pick them up on that day of, then you're sitting there, and then people want to ask for it. So what we did is we delivered on December 23rd. We went out there for people who set them out on Christmas Eve. That is the way that I would recommend that we do it, if there is a functional way to have them pick up. But that allows us to make them on a single day and get them done in a single day.
My logistics training going.
Yeah. So that's more than necessary for this point of time, but that's what the committee would look like. It's the compiling of numbers and then helping the drivers find out. The actual making of the luminarias is not the problem. It's how to get them out to the people. And I anticipate we won't sell more than 1,000 dozen, maybe 500, but that's still good because our contact list will grow. So anyway.
And that person would automatically have help with like the store and the webmaster to help with like
Yeah.
advertising, things like that. So
Yeah.
What kind of profit are you expecting to make off of that?
We would sell each dozen back 16 years ago, it was $7.50 a dozen, and now we would do 10 a dozen. I think the profits are at least half per dozen, because the paper, you have cans, you have candles, you have the sand, and you have the paper bags, and all those they're very cheap to do.
Boy Scouts sold them for more than that recently.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, 10 seems.
So maybe some market research. Again, from what I did, it was $7.50, so I thought 10. If it's 15 a dozen, I don't know. So again. So
Figure out how much sand really costs, honestly.
So,
It's-
Amal, do we
it's
have to
cheap.
go buy it real quick?
Yeah.
Just go load up the truck and
Sa-
Hey, do we really have to buy that much?
sand is miraculous. You would be surprised it's miraculously cheap for the amount.
my rough estimate, earlier we were talking, it's about 50 cost is about 50 cents Illuminatia.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So,
I'd
When
still
are we
say
setting
20.
that?
so, but it, for,
Logistically speaking,
yeah,
for
for,
delivering.
if,
Or maybe 15 if they pick up at 20.
I'd like to, if you are interested in having a further conversation, we'll go ahead and we'll form that committee.
Would just set up, the committee would set a price.
Yeah, yeah.
And so forth.
So, but lots of ideas, and we'll figure out something to set up a communication.
So is anybody here online willing to chair that committee and build
Yeah.
the team?
I'll help.
So
You
chair
won't be
online.
alone, but just person the main belly button. And we don't need an answer today. We're hoping to have that position filled by the next meeting.
Yeah,
So think about it.
yeah.
We don't
Okay.
get an answer today, we need it tomorrow.
Okay.
I th-
And then the last one also think about is, again, we don't want to be rushing at the end of the year for the banquet. So we could start planning and thinking about the banquet. Now also, we're hoping this person could be somebody who essentially thinks about all the things to do with all the little cool little senior things that happen throughout the year. So for example, so it won't be a mad rush to do senior day at the football games. It won't be a mad rush to do all these kind of senior events.
Yeah.
Somebody we can get on the email chains for those types of things and just help coordinate that type of stuff.
And we're
then ultimately the banquet.
And I believe
It's
they're calling it the senior experience.
Right.
Senior
Coordinator.
experience / gift
That's the end
committee
of the year banquet.
/ gift committee.
Yeah, and so they're just taking care of, and again, thinking about at the end of last year, it was very nice that we had a customized gift that had the lyrics of Shenandoah on it.
Oh, yeah.
And so if we're able to think about that all year, maybe there's certain candid shots that we're thinking, or we want to collect certain things for them. And that way, we don't look back and try to find in our phone, hey, do you have a picture of this kid? It's intentional.
Right.
That we kind of, we drive it from the beginning of the year. So senior,
So somebody maybe who's a senior parent.
Yeah.
It's got some skin in the game.
No, it's just, you'd be in charge of,
The
you
committee.
do the banquet. I'll do the senior gifts.
thank you, Lori. AYS site says 12 a dozen. So
No,
prices
but
are up.
you gotta take two.
So
I will definitely help.
Is that?
we'll be thinking about that, and if somebody doesn't want to raise their hand now, that's okay. I will
So
be pestering more and more as the year goes on to fill those.
Yeah.
So I
Those
wanna
kind
do
of
the
committee
senior
roles.
part. I don't wanna do the, but I'll help.
So we've got a list of volunteers, we still.
So you already have a committee around you. You just need the main person.
I'll do it, I'll do
Okay.
it. And then I
Okay.
gotta help.
You do too much. No, you
Okay.
can't do anymore.
I already do the
No,
senior
no,
stuff.
you need to stop.
The last
Like-
2 years, I've done the senior.
All right.
That's
I've
fair.
literally done the senior stuff the last year.
Okay.
Is that
We have the head of fundraising,
So I'm
Amanda,
gonna
Jazz
end up
Dinner
doing it
Dance
until
is
we-
Janice?
Janice.
And then
Illuminati is no one yet.
Yeah.
The banquet advisory committee is Jackie and 2 parents.
Let me text her, she's my friend.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
She
I
might be
believe.
interested.
I think
I'm
she's
gonna,
interested.
I'm gonna text her.
Okay. We'll just confirm.
Because she has
Is
a lot
there?
of seniors.
Yeah, and she has a.
Hold on. These are the conversations that are in the committees. We are, one new thing that I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to keep these meetings to a tight half hour for our future so that we can come in, come out.
Okay.
But anyway, I love the conversations just for sake of trying to get that to happen. I believe that's all of our agenda. Is there anything that needs to be brought up from the body for the board, executive board, or myself?
Yes, the first spirit wear.
The spirit,
Ah.
yes. Monica, was there a limit to keeping the link open, and what is the available items to purchase?
Okay, so, I was looking into band gear, the stuff for us to wear at games or anywhere, just hop in. So there's there's a BSN company that I know a lot of the team sports here use. I did talk to them, and then there's also First Spirit Wear, so I'm kind of looking at both. There's, BSN brand, but they also do Nike brands. It really depends on what we're wanting to do on price range. We can make it where, we get a little bit of a profit, 10%, or add $5. So soccer coaches add $5 on each item to do like a fundraiser, and then First Team Sports does 10% for
Okay.
this. So it's a little something for the band, but something for us to wear. So I'm looking into it. If you guys are interested.
I think the thing I'm interested in is,
Julie
if they
Julie
keep it up
Garcia
just
helping with the
perpetually,
banquet.
'cause that'd be nice. I don't.
Thank you, Julie.
And if the if we have any information about whether those products are good, because it's
Have
easy
you seen
to.
their product?
So I have bought from both. I think BSN is
I
good
like
products.
this. They're just-
First teams, or First Spirit teams, whatever, they're good, they're more affordable. Products are, they're good. So, yeah.
This and the products. That's like, these are like hoodies with our logo.
Shirts, long sleeves, yeah.
Yeah, this is all the stuff that we wouldn't like. We have our show shirt. We have stuff that are unique to us. This is fan gear.
Yeah.
Do they do hats? Do they do stickers?
I think they do. BSN does, yeah.
Okay.
I know they do hats, I don't know about stickers.
Okay.
I know they do beanies.
So keep your eyes out for that. I think we're
So I guess we need to look and decide, or I'll figure out which one's gonna work best for us.
sure. Yeah.
And then you guys will find it and then we can.
And send the link, that's
I
it.
mean,
Yeah. So there's no catch for us. It's just you get to buy it.
but yeah, because I don't care which one
Yeah.
you choose. I mean,
And it just gets shipped to your house.
Yeah, which was 10%? Spirit?
Spirit.
Oh, that's Spirit.
So BSN actually seems better.
I think so too. Yep,
Yeah.
because we can have it where we want.
Because I calculated it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just go with that then?
For
Go with the one you think is the best.
Okay.
And
it's gonna profit the band more.
I say the
Yeah.
sooner the better.
Okay.
yeah, let's get it going because people get excited around marching season.
okay.
All right, we're moving the September 11th.
Our next meeting falls on Labor Day. The next meeting falls on Labor Day, and therefore we are going to move it to the week after, the Monday after, which happens to be September 11th. Now,
Motion to adjourn.
I have a question.
oh, sorry.
Go ahead, sorry.
Speaking of the show shirts, when do we have to have the final sponsorships in so they can be on the shirts and when are you ordering shirts?
That's a good question. We keep moving our own internal deadline for that. So we just moved it up to the middle of August, which is upon us. Our vendor for the shirts says they only need a 10-day turnaround. So we want to give you guys as much time as possible to get sponsors, and we and try to balance when we want to have the shirts because we want to actually
Rebecca
be able to wear them
Johnson
this season.
for helping with the
So
bingo.
I was trying to see if we can get it printed by the first game. I don't think we'll get that done, but right now my target is aiming for the second game. So probably, I would say the deadline is probably, let's say, 12 days before that, which is
The 14th.
The second game is the second.
September 2nd.
The second on a Saturday.
I was gonna say the second home game or the second?
No, the first home game is August.
Yes.
Is that
Yeah.
is that one of the second at home or
September.
Yes.
Yeah.
is that a home game?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm aiming for that one because I'd like to have them for that, and so we can enjoy them.
Are they on sale yet?
What's on sale?
Because Danielle's biggest thing is, because if we know how many we want to buy right now, she can already get the shirts and then it'll only take her that week.
We don't. So as soon as literally the minute the design is approved, I'm going to put it on the website, and we'll have a window in which we can purchase them, and then we'll probably again, like we did last year, over order.
Are
and
you doing,
so.
the same shoe design?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the designer is working on it, and we should have them hopefully any day now.
And to cap that off with purchasing things, we are using the Square store. So our order for fatigues is in. It's being made. Our order for the koozies is in, and so we've bought some overstock for that. And in the same way, it'll be in the same place, I guess.
Existing sponsors, we've got them in 2 spots on the site. Keep them or remove them?
The ones from last year?
Yeah, there's multiple.
I think we need to remove them.
Remove the ones from that
because-
didn't re-up. Yeah.
Right, unless they re-up, which I think,
I don't know what
I
that
think
is.
only Colliers.
So I
colors.
think
And
so.
bonds.
Sonia has been keeping a list,
Yeah.
and I hope. And so then once we have that, like the finalized, we'll do full court press and put them on our website, our social, and our shirts.
Okay.
Make them feel welcome
Yeah.
in our community.
Any other additional items that need to be brought up that affect the entire body?
Just the car wash real quick. We slightly mentioned it, but didn't
Oh.
put it out to everybody.
We're going to do a car wash. We're going to try one out, and it's going to be facilitated by the students. We're not going to do a pre-sale. Pre-sale will make more. We don't want to do another one where we're going out and pre-selling. We're just going to kind of put one together, let the kids see. And so some details to that to come. We're going to probably want to do it sooner than later. We're not going to do it next spring. We'll maybe do it in the next 3-4 weeks.
You're not gonna sell tickets for your car wash?
We're not for this one, for the specific reason that we're not trying to overload again in our community. We just finished with the fan pledge.
Right.
Yeah.
No, the only reason I'm asking you is because whenever you do, it is so worth it to sell the tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody will buy a ticket, whether you show up or not. I already got my money. so
Yeah.
I'm
It'll make, yeah, for in the future, if anybody really wants to get after that, it'll make about 6-7 times as much. So,
The only reason why we're not doing pre-sale this year is because we intended on doing it a lot sooner and it fell through the cracks. That's
Yeah.
why we just decided
Yeah.
we're just gonna do whoever comes.
And this should
Yeah.
be a fun thing for the kids to do too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
car washes are kind of fun
Yeah.
in the summer.
we're still trying to lock down some details. We just started discussing it today. If anybody has a great idea, what we want is we would want an established place like a Walgreens, Church's Chicken. You can do any sort of drive-throughs, which tend to have traffic, as long as they have a hose bib with two attachments, and then the manager allows us to use their water. So that's all for that.
Okay. If you bought patches, they're in. Come see me and I will keep track of those going out. And other than that, let's need a motion to close the meeting.
I move to close the meeting.
Into Dorothy and
Concept. Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for coming.
All right. Thanks,
What's her name? Next time on.
Okay.
Dorothy.
Doing Day of the Tread. Thank you.
Where's the attendance? And then I'll write down everybody who
Will you
was
put the payable?
here. If you wouldn't mind.
I got a question for you.
You guys would have to put on a car wash. Sorry,
Okay,
I should have
cool.
told you
I got
before.
a question for you though, inspired by today.
Yeah.
I always have to look
Prelims.
this up.
I'll wear the fancy shoes. Finals, can I wear these if I keep them super clean? And then for awards, I can wear these. I feel like these are so much cooler with the uniform. And,
We'll talk about it.
and you know, sponsorship from Adidas. Hello.
This girl. I'll think about it, Haley. I'll think about it.
You should.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everybody attending online. Let's see, is there a way that I can look at the names of the people? I can look at the analytics. I'll just look at who. So, I see Julie Anderson. Sonia Lara. El Trujillo. That's our other Trujillo. That's Alyssa's mom. What is the L for?
And then now I'm Are you talking about my street bike or
Thank you for hooking us up with this again.
Tammy
All right.
Ellison.
Patches?
Yeah, do you have your list?
Yep.
Janae should have paid you for 2.
You want to take hers? Okay. I was gonna contact her, but are you still in communication with her?
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. How's she doing?
She's doing well.
Good.
That's good. She ordered 2,
Yeah, one for me.
and you got. Oh,
Haley
okay.
Gonzalez.
Thank you. Yeah, because you won't
Patches?
find my name. Thank you.
Not that. I was like, okay, that'd be maybe.
Keep track of that one before I forget.
Yeah, I'm Katie Rose. I just, now that we have people showing up, I want it to. I want to take notes of it. Might as well start
got 4?
strong. There's just a couple more.
I want one.
Yeah, epic. 4 patches.
That should be all that. Yes.
Is that the only logo you want? Like, what color is the trailer? Is it white or black?
It's white right now, and so what what I'd like to do is wrap it a
So,
white to black
we talked about that.
ombre.
I told him about that. I
That has
said,
the hawk band on it.
Are we
It could be. I mean, it could
one
be.
right now for all of
Or
you,
rather, I
are
should
we
say
doing one
gray.
at a time?
Gray to black.
And so I have a
And then with a white hawk band logo on it.
He has to do that.
And then just
Or
some
do I
music
have to do
notes.
It's
So very simple. Honestly, just the hawk band.
Is
So
there any way you
I'll
can
talk
just
about
send me a
that.
picture of it and then I can?
I didn't-
because
of the.
I can design it.
I
if
need
you
to
want.
email after.
Sure. Well, and I send you. I can send you the files.
Okay.
But I have the actual files of them.
And
So if you don't mind waiting a second, I will send them right now.
You can do it later if you want. I just
I'll just forget.
I'm off this week, so I thought I'd go talk to him.
What's the best email for you?
Senna, S-E-N, Nicole.
that would be great. Can you just send it to me?
Yeah. 13.
Perfect.
And then, and you guys can just.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
There has to be some sort of flyer.
whatever your,
Associated with it.
whatever your advertisement is, on that advertisement, you need to say what, the proceeds are going towards.
Okay. How soon before the event does it need to be?
And
Yeah.
this might be also,
Yeah.
let me show you.
Before you advertise to the world of invest.
Yeah. Okay.
Because then it's approved.
I want to try to show you what it, because they're not, like, actually they're best when they're pretty simple.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You got one.
Yeah, so like,
Juan had one. He got
that's
one.
just, like, that's basically what you want to do.
Yeah. I don't know. Go talk to him.
Oh gosh, it's giving me a whole thing, sorry. But yeah, so it's like just the name. I would have on it, it'd be like Hawkman, Pride of the Horizon.
That's it.
Yeah. Because here's like another one. These are probably the two biggest bands I could bring to you, and so they're pretty simple. Just the logo, and like I said, this one just has the tagline and then that. So yeah, so pretty simple.
Okay.
That the ombre kind is nice.
So big it is?
No, ours isn't. This is a semi.
Search through your email.
But yeah. Eventually, when we break 200, this is actually one of the purchases I want to make.
No. So yeah.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how quickly space fills up, and it's like, oh, we need a semi truck. But that's the cool thing is when they own something like this, it's like it's theirs. It literally sits on their field next to the road, and then you drive by and you see this. It's like, wow, the Vandegrift band. Ours is a 26-footer, so yeah. But yeah, thank you for looking into that. Appreciate you.
No problem.
Okay.
Do you have a question? No. Okay.
All right.
Hi. This is completely unrelated, but would I be able to just hand this to you and then it's going to put to their sides?
Yeah, you got it signed? Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you can take it home. I mean, you won't need it until Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yep. Put it on my desk, please.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, I'm cutting.
Research
I just,
for.
if you guys need to transport more stuff
There's a couple of sign-up sheets.
Las Cruces,
Gotcha.
okay.
You got it.
Sorry.
Is Mac on your list?
Is Mac on my list?
For schedule changes.
Oh, he's on my PE one, so
Search for sign.
he's on my list. But
If not, what we can just go try to log in.
I'm trying to keep my good graces in the right place. And when I went to the counselors, I said, "Hey, you guys put like a bunch of my kids. They're not supposed to be in PE." And they came back at me and said, "No, there's a place on their schedule card where they're supposed to select, don't add me to PE."
It's just finding it in the account.
I know. Well, I didn't think so, but I was like, and they were like, "No, this is one of the things they have to select it or whatever."
Probably don't have the password.
And so we had a conversation. I said, in the future, you can't like don't put them in there. And I have to get, what I'm going to do in the future. I know this doesn't pertain to you right now, but when they're coming in as 8th grade, I'm going to get a signed piece of paper saying that they understand that if they don't keep it for 2 years, they got to take PE.
But we've turned in that sheet twice now
For which one? Oh, for which
Turned it
sheet?
in for at 8th grade when we turned in his schedule.
Go ahead and click
And
on
we
that.
turned it in now.
That says no PE?
That says no
Does
PE.
not.
Okay, if you've done and you followed up, I can go for them.
Okay.
The other student, like I said, it was a blanket. I didn't know. Now that's one where I could go and say like, "Hey, I know this has been requested." I don't mind doing it for one. When it's like 6, they look at me like, "Are you kidding me?" Because they have to flip around schedules. Okay.
And the only class that he's missing is foreign language, and I'm like,
Do you want that? Because they're gonna ask me. So take PE out and put a foreign language, Spanish. Is that fine? Okay. That'll make it easier. That makes it so that they don't look at me weird. Because then it's just a take out, put in. Okay. All right.
because I'm like, the PE teacher right now is like, no, you have
So
to
now it
pay.
should
I'm like,
email
no, I
your
am
shepherd.
not. I'm sorry, I am not paying you because he needs to be out of your class.
Yeah, he honestly, I have them running a lot. If send me a text or an email, I won't read it until I do it. You got it.
There we go.
Oh, to get the you need to get the saxophone. Let me get it for you. Do you mind walking and talking?
Yeah.
And then you should be able to log into sign up.
Okay. I'm gonna do it right now. What?
Yeah, think about it. I don't want to put pressure on you.
I hate trying to come up with a pass. You should get an email.
I know. I have one that I use for all my booster stuff.
That's smart.
I think I have and then
Okay, let's see. Well, I try to keep my personal stuff separate from my work stuff and my work, and just like my really important stuff.
Yeah.
So then I should be able to go in there and create a sign up.
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you. So this. Okay. So you're a webmaster.
Anthony. Yeah, the only guy on the red shirt.
So he just changed it because on the band webpage it said when you got your volunteer clearance to give it to the secretary. So he just changed it now to chaperone.
Okay, great.
Because y'all said that and I'm like, whoop.
And I
Because I've
believe-
been telling people to send it to the secretary because that's what it said on her page. But he changed it.
Okay, good.
So the caravan, you're going to need about 4 or 5 more cars.
We're gonna need. We don't know because enough people can just go with their own parents. If enough people are just traveling on their own, they can take their own kid. But we're gonna need just in case. Probably, if 4 people can take 5 kids, that's 20. That accounts for the overflow from the bus. Because the bus can take 55, and do 20 more in cars. That's 75, and we're good.
So should I put in a
I'm your bookkeeper. I know, that's why I looked at maybe the previous one.
We're gonna cherry pick those people.
Okay. Because I figured I'll be on the bus then. I mean, I have a car I can take.
Now, you'll be on the bus, but we'll do 4 or 5 people that we will cherry pick. We know who are responsible for large cars.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be like me on the.
Because I didn't go to the one last year.
I would say they can cut a check, yeah, absolutely.
It's busy.
Have
Yeah.
fun.
It's a fun day, but it's hectic.
Was the Okay, I'm gonna work on that. I'm sure that.
If you need any help, if you want to get together and do it together,
Well,
I'm
I'm
sure
sure Colton can help me. So if not, I'll be in touch very soon. I want to get it rolling. When I make the Sign Up Genius, how do I get the list of the emails of people's emails?
You don't. So what you can do is once you have the link, I can send it out saying, hey, there's a Sign Up Genius. I'll do it in like Charm's email, and then we'll put it on the website.
Okay.
Saying, hey, if you would like to sign up to help chaperone, here's the events we need. Go sign up for them.
And get your volunteer
Yeah.
clearance. Okay, so I'm gonna get it made up as soon as possible. I'll send you a link and then you'll send it out. Got it.
Awesome.
Okay.
The other thing I would do is look in your Google Drive.
Yes.
I believe you should have, even if you don't own it, it should have been shared from secretary. Somebody should have it. And look to see who you have clearances for are expiring.
Right, so I have a list, it's across the board, that's all it is that Ronnie gave me. So there's a couple that are coming up that are expiring, like mine's expiring in October. So there are a few people who want me to let you know who.
Yeah, these are all shared to me from your account. So you have them somewhere.
Okay.
Hopefully they're all in a folder. If you can find them on, do you know how to get to Google Drive?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. I would just go through those, delete the ones for the parents who aren't here anymore. And if you don't know that, you can ask me. If you don't recognize the names.
Okay. I'm gonna work on the Sign Up Genius first, and then I'll work on that.
Yeah. Or just anybody who's expiring, tell me, and I can tell you if it matters.
Okay, I'll get a list together.
So I can look them up in Charms if I don't know them by sight.
Because I figured out how to email you now.
Yep.
I found you. Okay.
Awesome.
I got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's my kid.
And then we can set up our own store with what we want.
So I'm gonna let Nasser know. She's gonna reach out to Amy for football boosters for the senior banners, so we can get those on.
Sooner rather than later.
Since they just finished the.
Yeah, I don't know what how they looked last year or what happened. You always wanted to night to make them.
Yes.
I'm a no on that, but I know they're all about that.
Yeah. We like doing that.
so we can help.
But I'll come. Watch you. Come drink.
This will help. I could get her to gel.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, this is gonna be my next event. I'm like, well, what are they, what are their sides? Doesn't mean to play not that, but I'm like, I have too much fun.
The ones they were like more like profile.
Yeah.
Because I think, I don't know, with Amy in charge and she's doing so much more graphics than I've ever seen before. Yeah. I think she's probably gonna go this route.
Yeah. We'll do, I'll give her the
Right
pictures
now, the
and
budget.
however, what does she do with her football? Like she has graphics for their pictures?
What they've been doing on their,
Yeah.
what they've been.
You said she's doing tons of graphics for.
They're doing like a countdown.
Oh, yeah, is she doing that?
I think she is.
She's creative, I let her do
I
it.
tried to look on the website and I like it.
I don't.
I've been watching them.
And then it has to be like your email.
They want to fill out a form.
So like Karen Mason.
Oh, okay.
Talked to City Guidance Box.
Yeah.
And they would be willing
She
to.
does, so that's like typical system.
But they want something that they can keep a record of, and then like a lot of other businesses would want that too. Like just
I don't know.
like something that would say on this day.
Normally we do that. We send that like as part of like.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
like
it'd be
a-
cool if there was like
yeah,
some
like
personal
a
side coming out of the water.
saying,
Or like, oh,
our- that's what we give them a copy of our 501(c) like certificate.
Okay.
If that's around, if that's okay, we can pen it at the same time we take a check, right?
Okay, so you want us to just email you then?
I can help it if Sonia's been handling that.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know. Karen just wasn't here, so I figured I'd ask for her.
Yeah. So you can definitely. So I would definitely email fundraising and CC me.
Okay.
And if Sonia doesn't respond, I will.
Okay.
Yeah, and make sure Karen knows that they'll have proof that so they can write it off.
Okay. I've done like corporate sponsorships before through our business.
Yeah, I'll try to sneak into the room.
Like the form they fill out, they want to keep that form.
No, like I filled out a form like for I did rear ranch
Right.
one time, and they gave me like a letter with like a form on the back if I was sponsoring a certain individual
Thank you.
or
Okay, this is too much.
I can do both.
Okay, I'll take it.
I said I was donating the rest.
Shut up.
Those are easy to just take.
That's all. Because it was like a letter and a form that came together.
Okay,
You
so,
can mail in the form after the fact.
Yeah.
Or like fill it out, mail it in to the boosters or whoever it went to. And then I have the record
And then when
of the letter still.
Yeah, no, and I
we
totally
can
get
definitely
that.
do it a different
And
way.
that's why I was
Honestly,
it would be nice if the
we
senior-
have not done
the
regular
senior
sponsorships
parent
for the past couple years
wants to
anyway.
sit
So if there's a
back
better way to do it,
your year.
I'm all for it.
And
But,
you can
but the
like
person
look
who's
at
supposed to be
that
responsible for that is Sonia.
Okay.
So she's been
Stress
doing all
out. I gotta
that
take pictures.
development.
I gotta take pictures.
So if we get her in the loop, maybe she can come up with something. Or
And what was it, was there a minimum for how much they gotta donate to get on the shirt? No.
all comers. Last year
I
was
benefit from this year's right there.
But he does.
So maybe when we have like people banging down our doors to be our sponsors, maybe we'll be more exclusive. But
Yeah.
I'd rather have just like a wall of logos,
Yeah.
show how big the
No, I get
community
it.
growing and
My
stuff.
son was
Okay.
and it was
Because I might be able to help you with
stuff for the seniors.
business contacts that we
Yeah,
Because the senior parents
that's fantastic.
wanted to talk about
So, but yeah, so we have the letter, and then we do have a thing to give them
Maybe that's something that we
at the time of donation.
Okay. And is our, like, donations, right passion
Yes, we can get a letter for that too. Absolutely, the value. Just let them know. Let us know the value of it, and we can put that in the letter, so you can write that up.
Spirit Week.
We don't ever get to see that. I always ask my kids, and they don't send me anything.
It's nice.
Oh,
Hand out tax. Hand out tax credits.
So I like, someone taught me how to record, videos.
Yeah, my husband asked me the same.
Like screen record instead of. So I
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure. I mean, if it helps in taxes, I don't know how that. I don't know if
It does,
business can
well-
take like a dollar per dollar write off on that type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't.
That's cool. Yeah. Then get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
like part of the
Senate or maybe.
So they filmed the band while they were walking in. I
So yeah,
put it on
that one I would also
I
email
just seen a
Sonia.
part of it.
And
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
us
okay.
so you get like a thank you
recording
for
their video.
and then the proof that and to let her know that they mount.
But that's how they
Say
recorded.
have a letter
Oh,
saying.
okay.
That's all they
I see.
Because
I thought it was like a
That's all they, I mean, it was a kid, but like the.
Mhm, yeah, exactly. That would be fine.
My dad loved the powder
But they shouted out to the dad.
Do it.
Yeah. Alright, I'm just thinking of all the things coming up because seniors.
Hopefully it's not too hard.
Well, I can delete it later if I
Yeah.
need to.
Yeah.
I'm coming in through the gate on military night.
All right, I'll email her.
Yeah.
No,
And,
the freshman.
Sonia's been good and active. But
Okay.
that wasn't always the case, so if you don't hear anything back, just CC me and I'll keep an eye on it.
Okay. Yeah, I think, because Karen and I were talking
Okay,
about
okay, get on the other
I
side.
think she was gonna email her or you, one of the two. And I need to get your phone. And I'd love to email you. Because I was gonna text you the other day and ask you if I needed to be here at 6:30 or if I needed to be here at 7.
And I take.
I mean, we all have lives,
I
right?
still don't know if I, was it 5:00?
505 855 6747.
That's why you bought this.
I'm serious.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure if I was, because the chick just wasn't even here. And then
So that, yeah.
let me know what you want me to say.
I want to go and look at our bylaws. There's a certain amount of time we've announced that we're gonna vote on our
She
bylaws.
says, I need new shoes. I'm like, no,
I'd
you
like to
don't.
vote on the
Your
bylaw
flats
change.
or your marching
You have
shoes.
access to
Last year's.
the actual.
My daughter got you.
Okay.
Doesn't sound every year.
Then you can actually help with treasurer stuff.
When are they coming? Where are they posting those?
Shoes are here,
Oh, they're already here?
according to what I just heard, so.
Yeah, exactly what I was like.
Yeah, and it's just like this. These memes sneak up on me, and like
I know.
Yeah,
which I
it's,
mean, I like breathe, and then like I look at another
cover
video.
edition of what the shoes look like.
I know, well, that looks like a kid. I can I would have ordered a petite shirt if
I
they.
claim nothing here.
Not just like have you.
And somebody mentioned that the pricing's wrong.
I can do that too.
Well, fatigues versus a shirt.
Right.
So this is like a.
Speaking of, we need to get,
So we need an option for a shirt.
Yes.
we need to get hospitality their own.
I would order a shirt if it was an
I
option.
thought they did have one. Jason has one.
Every time you get
Oh,
up.
the hell out of that.
If we can, I'll talk to Janice and see, what do we need to get Janice her own debit card?
$1 million. To get her own debit card
Yeah.
requires her to be a member of the executive board at this point, based off of bylaws.
Okay, so
I'm
maybe that's
working
a,
on other options.
Okay.
so what I was thinking about doing is I need to go find where in the bylaws the rules are for changing the bylaws.
No, you don't, because we don't wanna give them access, because part of the problem is anybody who gets a debit card has full access to the whole account.
I know,
No,
we should
what
still
he's
do
talking
credit
about
cards.
is-
Because we wanna make it so she can touch money.
Yeah, the bylaws, yeah, as far as the co-treasurer, yes, I thought you were talking
No.
about hostility group and the.
Those are two conversations.
picture.
Different conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
But if we wanted to make bylaw changes, we can do it all.
Tracy's blessed.
but yeah, having the co-treasurer, I think we're large enough that that makes sense.
So we're still working the credit card issue.
Yes,
Do you need my help with that? I can help.
just a kick in the head, making sure I don't have to go to work.
I can take a day off and come work at your work.
But.
I'm the new Jason for a day.
Well, the other fun I'm gonna have is I can't give that card to Juan.
Oh, that's right.
So the card's gonna have to be out for Luciano. His lousy APS employee problems.
Yes.
can't touch the money.
Can't touch the money. Can't touch the money, can't vote on the money. If you get.
Oh, you can't even vote on the money?
Can't even vote on money.
You have to like put conflict of interest stuff, like.
Well, that's what
You just don't say anything.
that's why we were gonna put his wife on there instead of him. So instead of his name, we're gonna put her on.
And then she's
Thought
gotta
I'd
go
throw that
with
out
him to
there.
everything.
Throw what
What
out?
did you have to steal from to?
The baby with the basketball.
Credit cards.
Oh, credit
I
cards.
just
Yeah.
decided to do
Oh,
it
what about
with
it?
the kindness of my heart to buy that.
Oh.
Like
get
us?
'em. Yeah.
Oh, like for.
Yeah, and since Juan can't handle money in any way, shape, or form
Right.
because he's an APS employee,
Right.
Figure out how to get you access.
do you know
To,
if or when they're gonna be changing Ryan's schedule so he's not in PE anymore?
The PE one, I was talking to Chris the same thing. The PE one, I went and I talked to them, and I said, "Hey, I have a